Well, here's the trailhead of Church Mountain Trail, and supposedly goes on up to Church Mountain. It's a pretty good little parking area here. There's a picnic table, and looks like a recently built facility. A few cars parked here. There were more cars earlier in the day. Weather's looking a little better. But it's a good little place to come for a hike. About 100 yards up the road from the start of the trailhead down by the parking lot. And so far, coast is clear, no snow. Although when I stopped at the ranger station down below, they said you might hit some snow before you get all the way up to Church Mountain, but I'm not sure I'm going to go that far anyway. But anyway, we'll just pan back there and take a few shots on the way, just so you can see what Church Mountain Trail is like. Bye-bye. I took a little side detour off the main trail, about 10 minutes up the trail. Heard some waterfalls, but hard to see them in all the underbrush. But anyway, as you can see, it's partly cloudy, so the tops of the mountains are obscured a little by the clouds. Probably not going to be able to see the top of Church Mountain anyway today. This is some other mountain on up east of the Forest Service Road 3040, I believe it was, that brought us up here. There's a shot of some of the wildlife heading off into the trees. And there's probably 5 or 6 groups up here. I saw about half a dozen cars in the parking lot. It's still kind of cloudy. Hard to get this thing to focus. See what happens here if I zoom out. You can see the top of some mountain out here, but I'm not too sure the camera is going to pick it up. Probably not. Anyway, just your standard old growth timber and fairly nice looking trail so far. Pretty steep. When I stopped at the Glacier Ranger Station on the way in, it looked like there was going to be a lot of switchbacks before you got up into the openings. Very top of some of the higher ones. Clouds are having a hard time making up their mind what they want to do today. Not too sure if it's going to get thicker clouds and rain later today, or if it's going to clear off, but we'll just have to play it by ear. I'm only going to go up here probably till about 2:30, then I'll probably turn around and go back. But anyway, that's one of the openings, and a place to stop and take a gander and get a breath of air. I just thought I'd take a quick shot of this one. Looks like a little better opening. You can kind of see up the valley towards the Mount Baker ski area, I think. Not sure if that's the top of Mount Shexland or just the lower area of the ski area there, but anyway, there is some snow up in the valley there, but nothing to write home about. Still haven't got high enough to actually see Mount Baker or anything. We'll have to see if I get a heart attack before I get up that high. But the clouds are starting to clear a little bit, so maybe with a little luck, once I get up here in the open area, I might be able to catch a glimpse of some of the surroundings. You're supposed to be able to get a 360 view up into Canada and Mount Baker, Mount Shuskin, the Twins down south towards Burlington, and even the Puget Sound area. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. At my 1 hour break here, there's nothing much to see except huge old growth trees. I started out at 12:45. It's now about 1:45. Very steep, very good trail, but in my condition at 59 and a half years old, it's generating a heck of a lot of sweat, that's for sure. So far it hasn't really been a bad hike. I'm glad it's a cool day though. I'm sure I'd have lost 5 pounds of water weight by now otherwise. But anyway, keep plodding ahead, see if maybe I can at least get up above the tree line and get a view of the clouds and some of the surroundings. Probably have to take a break and eat a sandwich here in a little bit too. Taking another break here at 2:30, trying to get focused on some of the snowfields up here that you can barely see through the trees. Looks like that might be Church Mountain up there, but the camera isn't cooperating too much. Don't know if it's gonna, oh, maybe it will. It's trying to. But anyway, here's some wildlife rustling. There must be some people coming down the trail. Every now and then you get a break and small look through some of the trees, but so far nothing really glorious to look at. I'm going to try and go until about 3 o'clock, and then I'm going to have to turn around and head back down. I went a little farther up and found another clearing here, but doggone if the clouds aren't socking it in before I could even get the camera going. I have to see if we can get a little... there's so much haze from the clouds that it's forcing the camera to struggle focusing here. But anyway, there is some snow up here. Starting to find small patches along the trail. I just ran into a couple of people with a dog there, and they said maybe another 30 minutes before you can break out into the opening. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm going to start heading down before it starts raining, that's for sure, but I know this isn't too thrilling. Anyway, just wanted to put another entry in the hike log here, and we'll see what crops up in a little while. It wasn't too far, and I trail hit this small snowfield where a boulder and a tree are, and you kind of had to meander up around it, and people kind of went different directions through that snowfield, kind of got themselves a couple of different paths. But anyway, there was a small snowfield. It was easy to walk on, but brought us out here, and kind of a clearing, small little creek coming down. Another little small snowfield here before the creek. I'm going to shoot up here past the boulder here, and looks like the trail picks up on the other side. Hopefully as it gets back into the woods we won't have any more trouble losing the trail. And I finally got a break in the weather here. Small break anyway, so you can see some of the surrounding hillsides. Came around this corner on a small snowfield where you had to kind of follow the other people's foot imprints, and made it across without too much trouble. It's hard to even tell if there's supposed to be a path there. But anyway, I'm going to just go up around the corner a little more, see if I can get some clearings. 3 o'clock. Not much to say. I'm just trying to shoot across the valley here. Finally got a sort of an opening, and can't really see a lot. There's some snow obviously up there in the clouds, but it's gotten to the point here now where I was about ready to turn around anyway, and there's quite a bit of snow on the trail. It'd be fun to go ahead and explore, but just getting your feet wet, and it's probably not worth the extra effort. I don't know. I might go another 15 minutes though, just because I always want to see what's on the other side of the mountain. I crossed a couple of creeks, got my socks wet. I guess next time I come up here I'll have to bring a pair of dry socks with me. But anyway, time to shut her down here and see what's on the next corner or so, and then I'm going to head back. I guess that's probably Church Mountain, or at least the ridge that leads to it up ahead there. I think maybe end of July might be able to come up here without snow gear. It's so bright out here, I'm having a hard time telling what the camera can see and what I can't see. I decided to meander a little bit farther out onto the snowfield here just to get a little better view of what the surroundings look like. I think the main trail, if it were here, proceeds up right through that general direction. Probably zigzags up to the right here and up over the top. Probably gets up on the ridge that way. And anyway, I'm just going to pan around here slowly and hope the camera's picking this all up. Probably, if it was a bright day on all this snow, I'd probably be getting my eyes sunburned. But I think I'll turn her off right here and walk forward to this next ridge and then see if there's anything down below to look at. Yeah, I walked out here to the left of the main trail, a little bit downhill, and I can hear a waterfall heading on down, and it's just too bad there's so many clouds. And it's so bright that I can't tell what I'm photographing or what I'm videotaping here. And the camera isn't cooperating a whole lot. There we go, it's finally starting to focus. Maybe if I go nice and slow. You can tell there's some higher mountains around. Came up a long ways. It's 3:15, so that's 2.5 hours. At my age, not hiking very fast, 15-minute break for lunch. But there are some views up here, and if you continue up higher, looks like that path I was talking about's the way to go. I could see some dirt trail kind of on the snow heading up into the rocks. So that's probably the way most people would go if they had the right snowshoes and boots on. But anyway, later on the summer, maybe into July, August, sometime after this snow's had a chance to thaw a little more, you can head on up here and check out the wildlife or whatever's going on, and see some of the scenery for what it is, later on in the summer. But anyway, gotta tag and bag and head on down before it gets too late. More later. Bye bye. The clouds broke a little bit to the east there and caught a glimpse of some snow-capped peaks. I don't know if they're showing up again. Doggone it. I wish there was some way to manually control the focus on this camera. It's kind of frustrating. The way the clouds are, you only get a glimpse, real short glimpse, and then things go away, and it's hard to make a decent movie out of it when the exposure on the camera keeps messing with the image. But anyway, there's definitely some snow up in them dar hills. And the feet are starting to get cold since I got them wet crossing one of the creeks. I guess I need to get back down on the dry land, like I keep saying, but we'll see. You never know about me. I might fool around up here for a while before I head down. Guess I ought to just call this quits though, as far as this footage goes. And I think I'll edit it all together, and hopefully it'll come out halfway decent without a lot of stupid remarks on my part. And take a shot at it someday if you want. And happy hiking.